The artist's quirky reputation and why he'd buy an old mine in 2025. Caspian Thorne wasn't just an artist. He was an alchemist, known for turning the absurd into the sublime. His latest canvas was the earth itself. Caspian Thorne, an artist whose work commanded millions in abstract sales, had a reputation for the audacious. His latest venture in 2025 was confounding. He purchased the defunct Echo Canyon silver mine in the remote mountains of New Mexico. The mine had been abandoned since the 1950s after the silver veins dried up and a series of mysterious structural failures made it too dangerous to operate. Locally, the purchase was met with skepticism and ridicule. The mine was known only for its emptiness and its history of failed ventures. Local rumors insisted it was cursed, or structurally unsound. Thorne didn't care about the silver. His unconventional vision was not for mining but for art. He planned to use the mine's vast dark chambers as the setting for a permanent, immersive installation he titled Subterranean Silence. Initial skepticism and local rumors about the forgotten mine's emptiness. His unconventional vision, not for mining but for art. Thorne saw the darkness, the geological pressure, and the absolute isolation as the perfect medium for his next masterpiece. The purchase price was low, reflecting the massive liability involved. Thorne and his small team spent weeks clearing the entrance, shoring up the main shaft and installing high-powered ventilation systems. The initial survey was treacherous. The air was heavy, the rock unstable and the darkness absolute. Deep within the primary extraction tunnel, past the collapsed original support beams, Thorne discovered an anomaly during his geological mapping for the art installation. Not a silver vein but a subtle change in the rock composition. A section of the mine wall that glowed faintly under UV light, coated in an unknown crystalline mineral deposit. It looked like frozen liquid gold. This area was not mapped on any of the original schematics. Thorne, the artist, felt the familiar pull of creation, but the geologist in him took over. He ordered core samples. The initial analysis of the crystalline deposit showed it was a completely new, complex mineral compound. Not gold but an organometallic crystalline structure, highly resistant to heat and degradation. As his team carefully excavated the outer layer of rock to trace the vein, they broke through into a void. An enormous, previously unknown cavern sealed off by a centuries-old rockfall. The air inside was still and cold. Question and intrigue. What if the greatest artistic discovery of our time wasn't found in a gallery, but buried deep within a forgotten mine? One artist dared to buy an abandoned pit, and what he unearthed didn't just redefine art. It shattered everything we thought we knew about its true value. The greatest art, it seemed, wasn't something he created. It was something the earth preserved. At the center of the cavern, bathed in the faint, refracted light of their headlamps, was the discovery. A vast, complex wall sculpture carved directly into the bedrock, covered in the same glowing organometallic crystal. It was an abstract, sweeping relief that spanned over 100 meters. Clearly not natural yet impossibly ancient. The crystalline coating was the key to its preservation, holding the artwork in a state of impossible perfection. Thorne had not found a silver mine. He had found the oldest known piece of conceptual art on Earth. Wait, you just witnessed the discovery of the oldest, most valuable artwork in human history, sealed inside a forgotten mine. This entire story is dedicated to hitting our first subscriber goal. If you want to see the impossible technology hidden inside this ancient art, you need to be part of the crew. Hit the subscribe button right now. Let's get that first subscriber and prove this unbelievable story needs to be told. Let the artistic excavation begin. The moment the art was confirmed as man-made, or at least intelligence-directed, the stakes skyrocketed. Thorne immediately ceased all construction on his art installation. He was no longer the creator. He was the custodian of a primordial masterpiece. The crystalline coating, the preservative, was the key to dating the work. Initial geological dating of the surrounding rock placed the cavern's ceiling at over 1.2 million years ago, during the Pleistocene era, predating Homo sapiens by 1 million years. This discovery shattered known timelines of artistic and technological human development. The artist was not human. The artist was an unknown, earlier intelligence. Thorne brought in Dr. Alastair Finch, a controversial archaeologist who specialized in anomalous historical timelines. Dr. Finch was breathless. The massive abstract relief was carved with impossible precision, displaying patterns that resembled advanced mathematics and astronomical star charts, proving the artist possessed sophisticated knowledge. The material was equally mystifying. The organometallic crystal was analyzed further, revealing that its core function was not just preservation but data storage. The entire sculpture was a three-dimensional geological hard drive. The question shifted from what is the art to what is the message? Thorne, the conceptual artist, understood the intent. The material, the scale, and the extreme secrecy were all part of the work itself. The true value was not in the abstract beauty, but in the scientific data it contained. Using custom-built low-frequency sonic imaging, Finch and Thorne began the delicate process of reading the crystalline structure. The data revealed a massive amount of preserved information, including complex atmospheric models, early planetary migration charts, and most critically, detailed genetic codes for a proto-human species, the original intelligence that created the work. This wasn't merely a drawing, it was an ancestral record, a self-portrait left for the future. The realization hit Thorne with the force of an avalanche. The value of the discovery was immeasurable, not just financially but philosophically. It didn't just redefine art, it redefined humanity. The initial rumors of the mine's curse felt prescient. The art was guarded by time itself. Thorne knew the immense scientific and political implications of releasing this data. He had to secure the site and his legal claim before the secret was seized by governments or powerful corporations desperate to exploit the unique crystalline material. The immediate, urgent problem was legal. The original purchase contract for the Echo Canyon mine specified mineral and real estate rights, but made no mention of pre-human archaeological or genetic artifacts. A powerful global resource corporation, Geocore Dynamics, learned of the anomalous crystalline deposit through leaked geological reports and immediately filed an injunction, claiming the organometallic crystal as a strategic geological resource belonging to them. Thorne found himself in a complex legal battle. Geocore's lawyers argued that the artwork was merely an incidental container for the mineral, and therefore the entire cavern belonged to the mining company. Thorne, leveraging his reputation and the scientific backing of Dr. Finch, argued that the find was a cultural and genetic heritage site, placing the value on the artistic intent and the data it contained, not the raw mineral itself. Thorne's defense was brilliant. He argued that the act of preservation, the creation of the time capsule itself, was the ultimate piece of conceptual art, making the mineral a fundamental part of the artistic expression. He managed to delay Geocore's seizure attempt by getting a temporary injunction based on the unstable genetic data contained within the rock, appealing to biosecurity concerns. While the legal battle raged, Thorne and Finch worked covertly to finalize the data extraction. They recovered the full genetic map of the proto-human species, along with a final massive data packet, a detailed self-correcting code for sustainable global energy derived from geological processes. The artwork wasn't a warning. It was a gift left by an ancient, intelligent ancestor. The value of the sustainable energy code alone was assessed as being in the trillions, capable of solving the global energy crisis instantly. The art was the key to a post-fossil fuel world. Thorne realized his original vision, creating an installation that reflected the pressure and silence of the earth, was ironically fulfilled by the ancient artist. He now held the key to global stability, protected by a piece of abstract art. The legal battle culminated in a landmark ruling. The court sided with Thorne and the scientific community, declaring the cavern a global primal heritage site, based on the unique combination of artistic intent and priceless genetic/energy data. The ruling effectively blocked Geocore's mineral claim forever. Thorne, the artist, fulfilled his promise to the silent creators. He immediately released the full Sustainable Energy Code to global scientific organizations under an open-source license, sacrificing the trillion-dollar patent potential for the sake of humanity. The Energy Code immediately sparked a new global industrial revolution. The value of his discovery wasn't measured in silver or even abstract art prices. It was measured in scientific contribution and global impact. The global community, recognizing his extraordinary integrity, established the Caspian Thorne Primal Heritage Trust. The trust provided a permanent multi-billion-dollar endowment to manage the Echo Canyon site and fund future non-traditional archaeological and artistic research. Thorn's reward was his complete and total fulfillment of his artistic vision. The original mine entrance was restored and converted into a massive climate-controlled museum, with the original cavern preserved as the central exhibit, the Alchemist's Vault. The oldest piece of conceptual art on Earth became the new global standard for pricelessness, defining value not by money but by impact. Thorn returned to his painting, a man whose abstract ideas had literally changed the world. The mine, once a symbol of worthlessness, became the global epicenter of scientific and artistic rebirth, all thanks to an artist who dared to buy a hole in the ground. The story of the abandoned mine mystery proves that the greatest artistic value isn't found in a gallery, but in the truth. For Caspian Thorn, the alchemist, the ultimate masterpiece was not the art he created, but the future he chose to protect. If you want to uncover more unbelievable stories that challenge science and history, make sure you hit that subscribe button and join the community that believes the greatest secrets are yet to be found.